Not mine?
So we're live. We're live on your YouTube. We're live on my YouTube. We're live on my Facebook as well.
Oh, we should go live on my Facebook.
Oh, well then I gotta potentially just end this broadcast. I think I should be able to add your
Facebook?
Oh, I think I can just add it. Yeah, add new destination.
Can I?
Facebook page or Facebook profile.
Yeah.
And
hey guys,
then
we're
I think
setting
you
up.
have to sign in to your Facebook profile here.
Oh, that means I need to know my Facebook password.
Oh no, you choose Facebook profile.
It's okay. I'll go live on my own.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let that go. So real quick, if you're coming in, what I'm gonna do really quickly. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Ingrid's IG? I'm gonna quickly call one of my tenants and shoot them a lease option right now because we had this call scheduled with her.
Who wants a lease option?
A lease option. So let me call Brianna and Corey.
Yeah. So reminder to everybody, the reason we're going live is to raise money for Latinos contra Cancer. Hey, Sub2 fan for sure. Hey, Derek, how are you? Derek Martin's in the house. Mr. Lunder, T Ford Chevy, Marina Cordova.
Hey, Brianna, it's Marlon. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Hey.
I can hear you.
Awesome. I spoke with Corey yesterday. He said this would be a good time to follow up with you guys to have the conversation. This is a good time right now, or I catch you in the middle of something?
No, we are perfectly fine. I just need to go upstairs away from all of my children.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Only a second.
Yep, yeah, you got to take your time.
Literally just walked in the door.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
How's everybody doing out there?
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
Okay, you guys good?
You're good.
Awesome. So essentially, just to catch you guys up to speed on like what we're looking at potentially doing here is it would be a lease option or a like what we call like a rent to own situation. Where right now, and I'm just trying to pull up the details here in front of me for this property. Remind me this address again.
1412 South 36th Street.
Okay, there we go. I'm just like trying to. Here it goes. All right, perfect. There we go. We have a couple properties on a similar block. So with what we're looking at right here is doing a rent to own. So what that could look like is essentially, if you guys are interested, we can put together an option agreement that would give you the option to purchase the property. It doesn't mean that you have to buy it, but it gives you the option to buy. So with the option agreement, we put together a term anywhere from 12 to 36 months, so 1 to 3 years, right? The reason for doing that is it just gives you guys time to get like your qualification in place in order to qualify. I don't know, actually, do you guys already qualify like for like a mortgage and all that stuff? Have you already had a conversation with mortgage brokers yet?
No.
No, you guys haven't had a conversation with them, or no, you haven't qualified yet?
No, we have never done that, so we don't know if we're qualified.
Got you. Okay, so essentially what we would do is typically when we do this, I go in, like I'll have a conversation with you guys and we'll have a conversation together with a mortgage broker. So the reason we have the conversation with them, they're just gonna basically comb through your guys' finances and to see where you're at personally, and say, hey, you guys either already qualify right now, like, you know, Corey, you've been working your job, you know, you make this amount, they'll tell you how much you qualify for and what sort of down payment you would need in order to get a mortgage. Or they might say like, hey, you know, hey, Corey, in about 12 months, you will qualify for this amount as long as you guys, you know, stick to this game plan and get your, like, basically just follow the game plan. So we can set up a call with a mortgage broker. You guys already know one, or would you want me to connect you with one?
I do have some connections, so I would just have to reach out to them, try to get the contact information. But if not, we can definitely go your route. It doesn't really matter.
Cool. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, it won't make a difference to me. So it's really just going to be
Right.
whoever you feel the most comfortable working with. I traditionally just like look to work with people that are professional and are on top of it. They just stay on top of their follow-ups and they stay on top of the processes. When we're talking about something taking a few months, you just want to make sure the people that you're dealing with aren't gonna do a good job on day one and then never show up again for the rest of the process. So
Definitely.
so essentially that would be the first step would be, sitting down and making time to talk with a mortgage broker. The way the rent to own would work is we would come together on like basically a purchase price, at the very beginning. And I would say like, for example, like right now we're looking at this property. What we're looking at doing is if we were to sell it, we would sell it at 130 is what we're looking at. And we would say like, hey guys, if buy it in the first year, you would buy it from us for 130. And we're gonna have that option agreement with you. Let's say, the mortgage broker says, hey, you guys aren't gonna qualify to get a mortgage for another 2 years, right? We would just say, okay, well, if it gets purchased in year two, there would just be a small appreciation on it. We would just look at what the market's appreciating at right now, which isn't a whole heck of a lot. We'd see what the market appreciation looks like currently, and then we would say, hey, if you purchased it in year two, it'd be the 130 plus and I'm making up a number right here, the 4% market appreciation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. And then what we would do is during the time that you're paying rent, to help you with qualifying, what we would do is your rent would be, let's say right now the rent's $1,100, right? Because that's what the rent is. We would say during the option period, the rent would actually go up to, let's say, $1,300. Now that additional $200, what that would be option credits. So by that, what I mean is those extra $200 are going credited towards you and your future down payment. So when it comes time for a year out for you guys to actually go ahead and get the mortgage and make the down payment money, you're able to show the mortgage broker, hey, Marlon's giving us back, at the end of 12 months, $2,400 towards our down payment. So when they're asking where the source of your down payment money is coming from, you're able to show that it was coming from you paying the rent. And this helps you qualify for a mortgage even faster, because basically what you're showing them is your mortgage is going to be much cheaper than your rent, right? But you're showing them that you're able to afford higher monthly payments, which is going to just make it easier for you to qualify for the mortgage. And effectively that money just comes right back to you as long as you actually purchase the property. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I'm going to pause there for a second. I know I said a lot. Do you have any questions about anything that I've said so far, or any questions on your mind?
No, like everything's making complete sense.
Awesome. So effectively, that's what we would do. So I think then, if you guys are interested in doing this, what we could do as the first steps are, I could let you reach out to your mortgage brokers or reach out to the connections that you have, and you can talk with them, and you can let me know essentially, when you have an appointment with them, and then I could also talk with them as well and let them know what the plan would be and what the process would be. So we could all hop on a 3-way call together. Or if you can't get anybody, let me know and I can get one of our guys connected with you, and then we could all have a conversation together.
Okay.
Cool. So when do you think you'll be able to reach out to one of your mortgage brokers?
I can do it right away.
Awesome. So
it's Friday, so it might have to wait till Monday.
Yep. So what I can do then is I'll put a note here for me to follow up with you guys. How about next Tuesday?
Okay.
Awesome. And then in the meanwhile, is there anything that you need from me? What I'll do is I'll follow up on Tuesday. Also, what time of day works well for you? Because I know you got work. I know Brianna's got work again on Tuesday as well.
Tuesday, yes. I have no idea.
I mean, if you just want to take Corey's number down, I don't know if you have it or not already, and just call him, because like I said, I work till about 7 p.m. So.
Got it. So you know what? If you text me Corey's number, I'll save him in my contact, and then I can reach out and follow up with you on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
That works? Awesome. And then I guess I'll reach out around the same time as right now, which is what, about like 6:30?
Yep.
Perfect. So I'll follow up with you on Tuesday around 6:30. If you want to get a hold of me before then, though, just feel free to reach out and give me a ring.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Well, if you guys don't need anything from me, I'll let you go and enjoy the weekend.
I do have one other question.
Yep.
Why are you guys interested in selling?
So we're always interested in if we're able to either hold the property, we like to hold properties. If we can sell properties and get homeowners back in the neighborhood through like the rent to own program, we like to do that as well. The reason being is I do something called creative financing, right? So effectively, like what I do, because this is what happened to me. When I stepped into the world of entrepreneurship and started doing this kind of stuff, I wasn't very bankable. So I couldn't go to the banks and get mortgages. So in order for me to get into properties, it happened because people were willing to do things like lease option and seller finance for me. So it's a technique that I go back into the marketplace and I bring as an option to people. So like if you guys ended up like not wanting to do this, then I would just continue to hold on to this property as a long-term hold, and it would just sit in my portfolio for the next, 20, 30 years.
Right. I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, no worries, man. I love it, man. Like 100%. Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I try and be as transparent as possible. And there are no like silly questions or anything. Like nothing's off limits.
Right. Well, thank you for the call, and I will definitely make a few calls, and I'll have Brianna send over the number so we can see if we can get something set up.
I'll actually do that right now before I forget.
All right, awesome. All right, well, you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
You too. Have a good one.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right on.
Right on.
Isn't that great?
Right?
It's like so heartfelt. Oh my God, look who's here.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Marlon, meet Vanessa. Vanessa, meet Marlon.
What's up, Vanessa?
Hey Marlon.
Nice to meet
I
you.
was listening to your guys' info about what did you call it?
And to own.
Unique funding, or what did you
Oh,
call it?
creative financing?
Creative financing. There you go.
Yeah.
I knew it was two big words, but it's Friday, and my brain has shut off after 3 o'clock.
I know the feeling.
So
Yeah.
the reason we have Vanessa on the live, Vanessa is one of my best friends. She created Latinos contra el Cáncer here in Arizona. And this group, as I was mentioning, does a lot of good for the community, just like what Marlon was talking about. He's trying to revitalize the communities he buys in by giving them the opportunity for ownership using creative finance. Vanessa is also a community leader, and she provides opportunities for folks who have been diagnosed with cancer. So for them and their families, she provides resources through this group called Latinos contra el Cáncer. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, just, exactly what you said. We provide resources, but these resources are already in place, and they've been in place. And what we're trying to do is just get more information out to the Latino community, and specifically, I always reference our tios, our tias, our abuelos, because those are the ones that can't navigate the medical system. They can't navigate health insurance. They can't navigate resources. So who are they calling? They're calling the Ingrids and the Vanessas of the family to get that resolved for them, or, guide them in some way. So, Ingrid's been kicking butt, and I'm super proud of her because, I decided to nominate 5 people in my group who have all committed to raising at minimum 2,500. I was talking house numbers there for a second. And I happened to select the busiest people in Arizona, and Ingrid is one of those. So I wanted to say thank you for carving out time to, bring some awareness it's not just about raising the money. It's Ingrid has access to so many people because of what she does, and just being able to get resources and information out there. Just really quickly, the money that does come in provides several resources that I want to touch on. One of those being an 800 number. There's an 800 number, and I know it sounds so cold to be like, why would I call a 1-800 number? Well, they're the ones who can guide you to all the resources that you would need, or sometimes you don't even know you need them. One of those resources that I have taken advantage of for a friend is called the Hope Lodge. If you have to travel more than 100 miles to get treatment, surgery, anything related to your cancer diagnosis, the American Cancer Society actually has a Hope Lodge where it's almost like a private room, hotel, that they will put you in so that you can focus on your healing journey and not the financial burden of it. So that is called Road to Recovery, and that allows people to get transportation to and from chemo, to their doctor's appointments, etc. So those are just some of the resources that I like to share because people don't know about them, and we're here to share that, and every dollar raised goes towards supporting those efforts. So thank you to everyone who has already donated, and again, you guys, you don't have to donate $100, you don't have to donate $1,000. Every dollar counts, and I mean that. So whether it's $5, $10, like, it all goes a long way. So thank you, Ingrid, for you putting so much effort into that. And I know you have a lot of connections to cancer, me being one of those that you've seen what people can go through. And it doesn't matter what age you get diagnosed at, it's burdensome to everybody.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Vanessa. I love that I get to brag about just what a great community impactor you are. She's also a boss lady.
I am.
Oh, do you want to talk about what your business is? Because everyone I had on, I want them to talk about their business and how we can provide value to you.
Yes, I'll chat about my business, but not go too much in depth about it. But basically, my company is called Victory Legal Solutions. And the first thing people think is you're an attorney, and the answer is no, I'm not. I used to work with attorneys for a very long time. Attorneys do a good job of being attorneys. Attorneys don't always do a good job of kind of breaking down the situation so that you can process it and kind of be like, okay, what options do I have? And again, that's because attorneys are attorneys and they're focused on certain things. So I've been able to use my skill set, my experience, and just kind of take the legal out of legal situations per se, and just kind of talk to and explain to you your options, so on and so forth. So really, I get a lot of car accidents, but everything from work injuries, criminal law, DUIs, I get it. Sometimes we make poor decisions. So here to help you with all those resources. But really quick, I want to get back to the Latinos Contra Cancer, because I am on the Latinos Contra Cancer page. And I wanted to mention the event that we are going to be hosting in November 5th. That's actually going to be our main event. It's our main fundraiser. And it's not going to be your sit-down dinner, let me buy a table and listen to a speech, so on and so forth. This is going to be the complete opposite. It's going to be music, food, dancing. We're going to have some live art. We're going to have some live music. If you like salsa dancing and don't know how to salsa dance, we have someone coming in to give you some lessons. So it is going to be a very fun event. We got some artists and just some other things that we can't announce just yet, but those tickets are also available. And if you want to go and you want to support Ingrid, one of the other things you can do is actually just purchase your ticket by donating that amount on Ingrid's page, and we will put you on the guest list and make sure that you come in. So there are 2 ticket prices, one being $150, which is general admission, and the second one being $250. And really the difference between those two is the $250 is a VIP, it's unlimited drinks, and you have kind of a private chef. The general admission, you still get drink tickets, just limited, and then you can buy some there. But everyone's going to have access to the food, to the drink, the dancing, the fun, the art, and again, a lot more in between. So super excited to kind of see this event come together. And Latinos Contra Cancer is hosting it, and you are always welcome to jump in and send us a message. If it's not me responding, it's somebody else on the board that will respond to you.
Well, thank you so much, Vanessa. By the way, we will be there. We start this trip.
Hey. Okay. Perfect.
So I'm excited. Again, Vanessa is amazing. I'm so proud to call her my friend, and she is also busy. By the way, Alex Hormozy actually said, if you want something to get done, choose a busy person because they know how to allocate their priorities. So I wanted to say that. So we make things work when we prioritize the things that matter. So thank you so much for everything, V. You know, I love you.
Love you guys too, and keep kicking butt, and we're here to support you, and we love it, and we'll see you at the event. And I know Ingrid is amazing salsa dancer, so I'm just gonna pick up my moves from her. So
and I love to eat salsa.
Having is so. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you go. You have a good weekend, and keep kicking butt, and go make people some money and save some houses.
Right on. We'll do.
Bye, Vanessa.
Bye, guys.
Awesome.
She's great, right?
I like her.
I'm gonna flip. Wait, should I flip your camera?
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh.
We can flip it in a second. I'm just gonna set this up.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
I was just trying to make sure it was in the crevice where there's a hole so that it wouldn't block your microphone.
Absolutely.
So
We got Zach in the house too. All
Zach
right.
Keeps?
Zach Keeps.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this. You guys are gonna hang out in
Oh, no.
a terrible place. to
I
hang
think
out.
you put it up there last time. And
All right, you're just gonna be
There we go.
angled down.
hey.
All right, so now it's gonna be time to jump in to make some calls. I think this is what you all came to see. You guys just want us to dance for you. We got it. We'll be your dancing monks. So we're gonna make some agent calls. If you have no idea, right now we're shifting into a buyer's market. It has not been that way for the last several, 12 to 18 months. It's been absolutely a seller's market. Zach absolutely will make some magic happen, my friend. And we are going to reach out and talk to some of these agents, start building relationships, because here's the power of building relationships. While Ingrid's pulling up her first property, earlier this week, I had a few agents reach back out to me, one of which we actually already did a deal with. And they said, hey, I have another property that you might be interested in. So in the previous market, we've been reaching out to homeowners where typically homeowners might not follow back up with you. They might not reach back out to you and ever give you a call back. Whereas an agent is somebody that not only will they call you back, but you can also do multiple deals with them. This is a recurring source of profit and leads. So let's build some relationships right now. We got our first property loaded up.
We might be able to put this in the middle and then stand that against that, just so it's not up there. And you can mostly look this way. Just a thought.
Stand it in the middle, she
Yeah.
says.
And we can even move this way. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right, there we go. What up, Joseph? I was just talking to you on the
We're
phone,
literally in a computer over there, 2 phones here and over here. So we're just trying to maximize exposure.
Bro. Oh yeah. What
So
we really need to do is if anyone knows how to stream to Instagram from their computer, you would be saving us a lot of effort, energy, time, and headache. So,
seriously. Okay. So here's the first one. Do you want to take a crack at it?
sure.
Okay. So I brought a third phone for us to call from. So it definitely came prepared.
Ingrid has what we call the money phone.
The money phone. That's right.
All right. We
Okay.
already got a number here for
Yep.
this person.
So this property's been on
Christy.
the market for 113 days.
Wow.
So I did take a look. It was not owned by a flipper. So we should be.
We're jumping right into it.
Mhm.
What's the address there? Rita Lane.
Welcome to Verizon Tower.
Come on, Christy. I need you to.
No. Wait, why
Did I
did this
put-
do this?
Did I put the phone number in properly?
No, okay. So last time my phone did this, I had to
Bad
redo
SIM
the
card.
SIM card. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I thought it was like Christy and
Now, how do I do that?
How do we do the SIM card?
I don't know how to take this dang thing off.
Oh, you have one of these cases.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Normally, I have my husband to do this for me.
All right, I'm not as good as Mark, but I'll try. All right. In the meanwhile, oh, there we go.
Okay, he's figuring it out. All right, good job. This is the challenge. This is what happens when you go live. You gotta like just figure shit out. Am I right? Am I right?
So you're absolutely right. So if anyone has questions in the meanwhile,
Yeah.
this is the time to ask them.
Okay.
You have like a little needle to push.
I'll look back a needle. Interesting. Let me see what I have on my.
All right. Worst case scenario, we just may have to kill my IG live. In which case, I'll just tell you guys to go to my YouTube, which is preferably where I'd love to have you guys hang out anyway. We get all the same level of interaction. You guys to help me boost my algorithm. So if you guys want to transfer over to the YouTube, the link is in my bio. It'd be much appreciated. That's where I prefer to have you at, regardless. But we're gonna try and get the money phone turned on, because the money phone is ultimately what we need to make these calls today. So in the meanwhile, though, if anyone has any questions, this would be the time to ask before we really jump into the sauce, jump into the swing of things. Again, the purpose of this today is going to be reaching out to agents. We're going to be doing a lot of agent outreach. Again, it is a absolute buyer's market right now. What were the nuances of creating your first buy box? It's going to be too thick. I'll rip one of those pieces out.
Yeah, you can do that too. Sorry, all that hair. It's a hairbrush.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to rip one of those out.
This is a really good hairbrush.
That's a really, really good hairbrush.
I mean, I have pens, but I think
Need something like tiny to get inside there.
Mhm.
So the nuance of creating my first buy box, the challenge I ran into was not knowing what I was really looking for. So now when I create a buy box, I created it on a lot of different criteria in the past. I would create it on the criteria of particular area. Then I tried creating it on the criteria of a certain size. Now, because I'm buying and holding, what I realize what actually matters to me more than anything is cash flow. So a big part of my buy box is also the ability for the property to produce cash flow. So at the very minimum, in certain markets, I'm looking for $200 to $400 per door. In other markets, what I'm looking for is $500 to $1,000 per door. Right, so it really depends on the market. Like if I'm in Arizona looking for a property, I'm not looking for $200 per door, because the property values over here are so much more. They cost a lot of money. Ooh, an airing. Good job. Hey, do we have an airing? Ingrid, do we have an airing?
I do have an earring.
Karen, oh my gosh, Karen for the win.
I didn't even think about it.
Yo, Karen came in with the win so hard just
Oh
now.
my gosh, you can straighten that too if you want.
Oh, we might not have to. Okay, we might have to. I can like straighten it out. Won't be an issue.
Yeah.
Karen, you are the absolute best.
All right.
Let's see if I can actually straighten it out though.
It's a good ass earring.
I think, dang, that thing is like. This is. I wish I used to wear. Guys, I used to wear earrings. And Andrea said, "Do you prefer to be unrepresented or built?" Also, by the way, do you guys love just like how we definitely just clearly just wing things? Like this is not very planned out all the time.
No, we did plan it out. But
Oh, we
that
did
was-
plan it out,
I mean, I
but-
had an extra phone with us.
Oh, there we go. I think we almost got it up, Karen. There we go. That was the secret. The secret was put it in first and then press. I'm like destroying your earring.
That's okay. Yeah, hammer it afterwards. It is a good earring though. Look, it's got like the gold up here and gray down
There we
here. It's very
go. SIM
unique.
card up and out.
That's good.
Okay, I don't know what I got to do though. So I'm
I
gonna
think
let you
it
do
just needs to get just like replaced.
Karen, you were the best. We got to buy Karen like a cookie.
Yeah. Send
Karen's
her.
awesome, by the way. Karen like totally helped me out today with just like work. Karen's been working with us on our team.
Oh,
and
you know
she's
why?
the
'Cause this
absolute
is
best.
slightly broken, so I wonder if there's some issue with that.
Hopefully
So,
not.
so it moves it.
So Andrea said, do you prefer to go unrepresented or build relationships with the buyer's agents to represent you? Actually, Andrea, if I have the opportunity to go unrepresented, I'll reach out and we can leverage the fact that we're not bringing another buyer's agent to the table so that the listing agent can get both sides of the commission, which will make them a little bit more open. If we need to do a price reduction, they're a little bit more open to that because now, although it's a lower sale price, they're collecting both sides of the commission versus half of the commission. So half of the commission at a full sales price versus the full commission at a lower sales price, they end up walking away with more money. So it actually ends up being a benefit to them without having to introduce another party for no reason. So let's try this agent. Again, we got the money phone back on. Maritza said, what are we doing? Maritza, we're calling agents live. Oh, that's why you don't know what we're doing. We don't have a pinned up comment below.
Oh, let's call, or I'll put. While you call, I'll do that.
Yep, I just got to see what the address was again. I know, we got too many balls moving here.
There you go. That's the address, which you cannot say on Instagram, or you can get kicked off. So you can only say like the main cross streets.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, you're killing me.
Hi, this is Christy.
Hi, Christy. This is Marlon. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, awesome. Hey, listen, I was actually reaching out about your listing that you had on North Rita Lane over in Chandler.
Yes, how can I help?
Awesome. Is the property still available there?
It is.
Okay, amazing. So the reason I'm reaching out is I'm an investor. I'm actually looking for another project. And I was looking at some of the photos, and I was wondering if there's anything that I need to know about the property that I can't tell by the photos, because it looks like it's been sitting on the market quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are sitting on the market right now. It doesn't make a lot of sense because it doesn't have the same needs as some of the other ones that went under contract, and I think we're priced accordingly considering we have a pool. Did you have an offer in mind?
Well, you know, that's why I was reaching out to figure out if maybe there was something I didn't know, because I would agree with you. I think the price is actually pretty solid, but I was if maybe there's like something like you're like, oh yeah, like there's a foundation or a roof or something happening out there. Okay, so let me ask you this right now, because I'm looking to, when I purchase properties, I'm just want to be honest, I buy them as an investment standpoint, so I'm looking to be able to turn it for either a profit or to rent it out and add it to my portfolio. Do you know if the seller is interested at all in a cash offer where essentially I'm buying? It wouldn't be at the ask price, but it would be lower than some, or are they pretty dependent on their price?
It depends on the price. I work for OfferPad. I don't know if you noticed that. So we do a lot of cash offers and investors. So we kind of know roughly what those look like. Some are pretty competitive, especially if you're buying and holding. And some of them, cash offer doesn't always make sense. But I mean, I'm happy to take any numbers to the seller and any property ever. So I appreciate you calling. As long as are you the primary purchaser, or are you like wholesaling?
No. So I'd be the primary buyer. I mean, we on occasion we do wholesale deals, but like right now, I'd be looking for properties from left to pick up. I'm looking at the photos here right now, and it doesn't look like there'd be much renovating to do. And I am familiar with OfferPad, so you guys are actually, I'd actually say you guys are probably one of the better iBuyers. Like you guys actually run your numbers properly, not like what Zillow was doing last year. I mean, like, yeah. Yeah, no, we because we
Open Door.
Yeah, oh my God, we sold some properties to Open Door last year, like that I actually wanted to keep, but they were just like offering so much where I was like, I'd be crazy not to sell it right now.
Yes, good for you.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm already thinking like you guys with OfferPad, we're probably in similar. We run our numbers very similar, so our cash price probably wouldn't work. Is the seller open to any sort of seller carry?
I mean, I don't think anything's off the table at the moment. What do you got in mind?
Well, what I'm thinking, because right now the properties that we've been picking up on seller carry, I'm offering relatively close to ask. So something like this, and this is just kind of like, this isn't my final number here, but I'm thinking probably like something like 475. If they're open to that, like it would just be obviously on installment payments, so paid over time. But if they're open to that, it would be something I would add to the portfolio longer term.
I will definitely talk to him about that. I don't think it would be 100% out of the question. I mean, obviously, a traditional sale and clearing of funds
Mm-hmm.
would be our primary preference. What would the structure look like?
So it would really come down to him, and then it also comes down to at that point. I just want to let you know fully, like just the way my brain process works. I'm gonna be if I'm buying it essentially like at retail. My biggest concern is like what I'm gonna have to pay monthly. So I'd be looking to structure it in a way that I can cash flow the property. Because at that point, like I'm not reselling. I can't resell this thing for a good while just because I'm paying full price for it. So essentially, what I would say is I would want to know from him if it would work out from the standpoint of if he needs cash immediately, like, hey, this is my primary residence, I don't have another house to move into, and I needed the cash from the sale to buy the next property, this probably wouldn't be a good option for him. But if it's like, selling because, life circumstances or it is, I'm moving and I don't need the cash immediately from this, and we can work something together, then I would say we would have a conversation and we'd try and come together on a number that worked out for him as well as for us.
Okay, let me talk to him about it. I'm thinking in another month or two that might be more appealing. I mean, and just to be fair, I feel like the painting could be professionally done, but there's nothing. I mean, it really truly is just paint and carpet. It's just a lot for somebody at the price point based on the amount of inventory we have that they're really not looking to come in and do. And then I had them questioning like some of the remodeling. So they figured if like the painting or if like corners weren't even in the bathroom on some of the remodeling. So I mean, there's some things that could be corrected, but there's nothing as far as we know without. He didn't purchase that long ago, so there should be nothing that's happened over the period of time that's created great concern.
Right.
So I don't want to say no, but I don't quite want to say yes. So let me talk to him. Could you send me a text message or an email with your information so that I have it? And then if you truly do buy cash, even if they're not super duper competitive, but they make sense, I have properties all day, every day, especially if you do rentals like long-term investments, your numbers are going to beat a lot of my other investors at this time. And I have tons of people that are really looking for that offer. They know that they're going to take a hit. They don't want to list. They don't want to lose an obscene amount of money. But most people that are buying to flip don't have the margins anymore, so it has to be a buy and hold situation. And if you have that, I can send you a list of homes right now.
Okay. Well, that would be helpful. And I will tell you, I am still buying cash. And I'm going to be honest with you too, as well, with the understanding my numbers have shifted a bit with the market due primarily to the interest rates. So whereas this time last year, I was buying things cash, and as long as I was able to be at just about between 70 and 75% of like the value of the property, which allowed me to refi and still cash flow the property and basically get my money back out, even if I had to leave a couple $1,000s in the game, it wasn't that big a deal. However, the challenge I'm running into now is I'm having to refi at a much lower
decent interest rate.
Right, because I've got to leave way more money in the property now, which still.
Why wouldn't you just asking, I don't think anybody's really opposed to a financed deal. If you don't want to go through all the headache of refinancing, they'd probably be fine with you purchasing direct and maybe even do like some seller concessions if the numbers match. It's just a matter, because these are people that like need to be out tomorrow,
right?
But they have a 30 to 60 day plan that doesn't fit the current 60 days on market. You know what I mean? With showings and all the things. So maybe I should just send you a couple homes and let you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely look at it because I mean, we buy our properties in like pretty much a myriad of ways of whatever's gonna really get the deal to work. Something that we've been doing that's been, when the sellers are willing to work with us, we've done things even where they will basically hold a portion of their equity in a second position So I'll actually go ahead and go get a finance first position with an investor loan where I'm coming in basically, let's say 50% of the home and they're holding another 50%. And that way they're getting their cash up front. They're getting like half the equity of their property right away. And then the other half, they just put on a second. And then they will leave in, some people will take payments on it. I've had only about like 2 people, they've even held their second position at no monthly payments. And they're just like, hey, balloon me out in 3 years when the market calms back down and you can refinance everything. You know, so we get pretty interesting with the way we purchase. But again, the biggest thing is just the sellers have to be open to it. Like I don't ever try and force a seller or convince somebody that this is the best option. It's just if it fits for them, great. But if it's not a good option, you know, we just move on and have a conversation with somebody else.
Send me a text message or maybe, is this your best number?
No, this isn't the best number. What I could do is I can actually, it's funny actually, I'm like recording a training video for some of the new people on my team. So that's why I'm calling from like the work phone right now. Normally I would just call you from my cell phone, but I have my cell phone recording a training video right now for my people. So what I will do is I can text you in a little bit from my cell phone number, or if you want, I can give you my direct line right now.
Text me from your cell phone.
Perfect. So I'll text you from my cell.
Okay. And if you can kind of break that down, it would be like obviously you're calling me because the market is changing. So this is becoming a little bit more appealing to people where in the past maybe not. So just break it down for me a little bit. If you can give me like a snapshot of what your partnerships look like, and then that way I can keep you in mind when I'm presenting my offers. Okay,
perfect. And Christy, let me ask you a question. Because more and more agents that we've been reaching out to have been, you know, obviously with the market shifting, a little bit open to this stuff, but it's a little bit of a newer world for them. I know in the investment world, it's like, to me, this is like everyday language, but I get it because this is like our personal investor jargon. And this is like what we've just done all day long. Would it be helpful if we were, because I've been talking to my partners about putting together a meetup and doing something where maybe we get some agents together in a room and we pull out the whiteboard and we just explain some of these options. And that way we're able to answer any question right there. Do you think that would be something, or is that like a crazy idea?
And honestly, I mean, if you're asking my personal opinion, realtors are pretty stuck in their ways. And I feel like we've always in the past kind of been competition and not necessarily working together. So I don't really know what your success rate would be on that. And honestly, not a lot of people, like, you caught me at a good time. Otherwise, I normally kind of shut down calls like that.
No, that's fair. I agree with you that in the past, realtors and investors seem to be opposition. I'll just share with you.
Humbled a little bit when we can't sell a property, because this has been the first time that we've ever had an issue. And I've been in real estate for the last 10 years, so not a crazy amount of time, but long enough. I think your presentation is pretty understandable for anybody that has at least a couple years. But I mean, I'm also in the investor world, so I don't really know how I would have taken any of that in a traditional sense. So yeah, you could try. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well,
let me see who shows up.
I was gonna say, like, let me ask you the question. If I did something like that, would you be interested in coming out to that?
Probably not.
Well, at least you're honest.
My time's valuable.
No, that's fair. That's very fair. Well, you know what? I'll do my best then to put something together in writing. As you can imagine, it can be a little tough to put like stuff like this in writing. But I'll do my best to put something. We do have a little something drawn up in writing, but there's always more questions. Like anytime I send it to people, we end up getting on a phone call.
Before I do business with anybody, I usually vet them. So a lot of the wholesalers I work with have they're almost like word of mouth, people that I know that they close, that I've talked to them on several transactions. I mean, there's going to be several that don't make it to the table, but a lot of the investors offer at a price where if they can't wholesale it, they do purchase direct, and on a rare occasion those deals fall through. It's very important to me, if I'm front facing on my clients' database, and I have that flexibility with my company and my customer that whatever I assist in whatever partnerships I make for them, that they're getting into somebody that does good business, is fair and honest, and to the best of their ability perform what they say that they're going to do. So that would be key for me, and probably a good majority of people you're going to do business with. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, feel free, like as you're in the space, as you're talking to some of your investors that you've worked with, feel free to throw my name out there. I'm never worried about anything negative coming back on my name. It's Marlon Johnson. So it's like I'm recently relocated out here into Arizona, but been investing for the last few years. I like to believe I made a good name for myself by just simply going out and doing good business. Because at the end of the day, your reputation is something you can't buy. So I've done a good job. I like to believe again that I've done a good job at protecting my reputation and doing the same thing, working with people that, see it as a long-term industry. It's a marathon, not really a sprint. So I'm thinking you and I this won't be the last time we communicate, but I'll send over a text message from my cell phone a little while later. I'll also have my email address on there and also my social media. Not for nothing, I think that's like my business card. I'm from you sound really young as well, but I don't want to guess your age. But for me, like social media has been my business card, if you will. So I'll send that over. That way you can get a sense of who I am as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, Chrissy, I appreciate you taking my call on a Friday evening. I'll let you get back to your life.
Okay. Thanks. Have a great day.
All right. You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She kept it real.
She did keep it real. I like her.
Mhm.
We're keeping she's staying on
Well, and she works with investors. She just seems to work with investors in the more traditional sense.
Mhm.
So mostly cash deals.
Yep.
So I was going to mention something because the last couple of days while we were doing all these agent outreaches, I did very minimal note for you, but just so that we wouldn't forget which house it was. People were asking me about how do you make a creative finance offer that maybe has a creative finance offer and take care of the agents. So I'm going to break apart this answer. Not normally, the seller ultimately is responsible for their listing agreement. They have an employment agreement with their agent. Okay, so if I want to sell a house and I agree to employ somebody to sell my house, it's my responsibility that they get paid. Now, with creative finance, there might be some circumstances where what money you want to deploy to provide to the seller may not be enough to cover what will provide a cash flow situation for you, and then therefore the agent's commission that would normally come from the down payment with the seller may need to be restructured. So I can never tell you, here's how you do it every time. Honestly, there's a whole bunch of ways that you can do it. Let me give you one that's super complicated, but just a way to think about it. You could literally delay the commission the agent gets using a lien. Okay? So I could stick a lien in a house and say this agent is due $10,000 2 years from now based on whatever creative structure you put in place. So, there's all the ways people can get paid. This is the same thing for a wholesaler. If you have a really tight deal, but time is on your side, if there's no kids you got to go feed and things like that, well, then maybe you want to think about, hey, you don't have to give me money right now, but go ahead and we'll just stick a lien in the house, maybe in third, fourth position, and then I'll get paid. I'm running out of juice on the phone. So that's why I don't like to answer that question straight up. There's always different circumstances, and so I don't want to just say it's one way or another, because it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. That's why it's called creative finance. There's just so many different ways to do things, including how you get paid and how an agent gets paid. But I will say, from a contract perspective, it's the seller's responsibility to pay that agent. Mm-hmm. And when you have the structure in place that allows you to cash flow, and then when you do that math, if the math does not equal a commission check for that agent, you need to be very transparent about it And I don't like to keep that math away from anybody. I will say, hey, agent, here's how it works. I can't cash flow. Here's how we might be able to pay you. You might have to take a reduced commission, but it's my goal to create a relationship with you as an agent and do more business with you. And so, like, how do we make this work? And then just have that conversation.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And Ingrid Jonah asked, would agents go for that? Don't they normally hate going for liens? And I think it's the same thing as like every other thing. It's like some will, some won't, so move on. So if an agent won't, but typically what you find is people go for things when they understand. Like Ingrid just said, she explains to them where the numbers are coming from. So I find that when you take the time to explain to anybody where the money is coming from, where the numbers are coming from, why it makes sense, for the most part, they're open to it. If you can't get them to sit long enough and just let you communicate, then that's usually not a problem of the way you're structuring things. It's typically a problem of your ability to communicate with them.
For sure. And just like we're going to dig into the pain with the sellers so that we can illustrate why we have the solution for them. Hey, agent, what happens if you don't sell this house?
Because you even heard her. Like she said, 10 years in the game and never have they experienced a problem like this where they can't sell homes. Right? Like I didn't put that in her mouth. She put that in her mouth.
Yeah.
And she was super real. Like I really, really respect this agent. I like her. I think she does great business just by listening to the way she's communicating.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to following up with her this evening. In fact, Karen, I'm happy you're here. Karen, you got to get like a copy of my cell phone so that you could send like a follow-up message to these agents right now. So maybe that'll be something we work on later. By the way, everyone give love to Karen. Karen's on my team and she's absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
And she makes my life absolutely amazing.
But Jonah, I would say nobody likes to get paid for lien if they're in a service industry. Normally that's reserved for investors or people who are okay holding assets. And a note is an asset, by the way. If I put a lien on a house for 10 grand, I'm running out of cash. I could, and it's performing, meaning people are actually paying against that. I could be like, I need some quick cash. I'll sell that $10,000 lien. That's really just a debt somebody owes me for $5 grand. So you just have to think, you have something of value. What do you trade for it? But we won't get all complicated with that. Now it's my turn to call an agent. And the next one in the list, I don't know if he knows who I am. I definitely know who he is.
Just so you guys know too, Ingrid over here is an agent. So like she's got like this cool they do agent like talk when they're on the phones.
I'm in like Flynn. Well, no, actually this person, I think we went to high school together.
Oh.
Actually, he's a good friend of another friend of mine. So we'll see.
So 10 on one phone.
He's really busy, so I'm actually surprised.
Hi, this is Todd Tippett, the Envision Real Estate team. Sorry, Mr. Call, but if you can leave.
Oh, that makes sense. Actually, this is the guy I know, but this is the number that was double dipped in here. And I know, I was like, he's a really busy guy. I'm surprised his number's on here.
Whoa.
And now I can see why. So
Look at this. We got Alejandro. We got
Alejandro.
that's familia right there.
He's my Colombian pal.
Yo, Alejandro is the man. I love Alejandro.
Dude, I love his taste too. He likes everything decorated black.
Yup.
And right now I'm putting like black light fixtures and black tile. Like
Oh, yeah?
I gotta show you. I gotta send something to you, Alejandro.
Alejandro has the dope aesthetic. I want him to come and design my home.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just moving on to the next one. This is the guy I talked to last night.
Jonah question, no double dial.
Oh yeah, let's try double dial.
Kevin Cho.
Chomo, all right. Recent. There we go.
And then VIP Lounge.
Is he? Is he gonna turn? Is he getting on? Oh no, he's in the VIP. Is he flying?
No. That guy's IG's name is VIP Lounge.
Oh, VIP long lifestyle.
Oh, long lifestyle. Look like lounge from back here.
Oh, we need to get his eyes checked.
The text is so tiny. Makes me feel like a giant.
Yeah.
Kelly says the guy from last night was so good.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
Hi, this is Todd Tippett, the Invictus Real Estate team. Sorry I missed your call.
Please answer.
Nah,
All right, we're moving on
we're
to the
gonna
next.
move on.
Moving on to the next call, y'all.
So I'm gonna write a note to call back.
All right, so, and you know, we're doing this in real time, so you guys see and girls see that when we're making these calls, that sometimes people don't answer, sometimes they do answer, sometimes you get conversations, sometimes you don't. You just keep dialing, right? Some will, some won't, so move on.
So do you see that I have quick access to tax records, so I could see right away if maybe this is hard money or not? Oh, this is a seller finance opportunity.
Ooh, let's give them a call.
Those are my favorite. When I see 0 in the mortgage, I'm like, hey, seller finance, hey.
Sandra says everyone's at happy hour. That's for real. We should just go to the bars and go pick up agents.
Do you know how many agents are in the state of Arizona?
Too many.
That's a
Some
good
of
answer.
that is Florida.
Oh, how many are in Florida?
Oh my gosh, it's like every third person's an agent in Florida.
Yeah. At one point, it was 80,000 in Arizona.
This is Vince.
Hey, Vince. This is Ingrid Hernandez from Rail Brokerage. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I'm looking at your property on Witten Street. Do you have a moment to talk about it?
Yeah, you're seeing it tomorrow, right?
No. Am I seeing it tomorrow? I would love to.
When are you, I just got a showing time for somebody. It wasn't you?
It wasn't me. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, don't we all get excited when we get those Showtime requests
Well, I
now,
know.
though?
I'm just like, usually they put a showing time and they call to see, got the offers or whatnot. So I just assumed it was you, but what's up?
Okay, well, I'm calling because I think this house is super cute. It's got a lot going for it. I know it's been on the market for a minute. Is there any reason, like other than the rates, that is holding this back from being sold?
Yeah, no, just pretty much that. We've had from the get-go a couple lowball offers, so the house is paid off. And she's gonna transfer. She needs all the money she can get to go buy the next house cash. We had an offer, 2 offers for $475, and she hasn't taken it. So you can be anywhere above that. She's trying to get $485 for it. So
Yeah,
if you can be around that, then I'm sure we can make something work.
got it. Okay.
Waste your time if it's not going to be around that, because she's just set on that because she needs to go buy the next house. The ones that we're looking at are about anywhere from like $430 to $450. So she needs to have money, obviously, money left over after she closes on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Well, quite frankly, yes, I'm a licensed agent, but I'm also an investor. And what I do is I look at properties that may be on the market for too long. And if I can provide a solution creatively, I reach out to the agents to see if I might be the right shoe for the situation. This might not be the case because she needs a lot of cash up front.
Oh, you're trying to do seller financing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not going to work for this one. Did you already text me about it or no?
I don't recall. I've been talking to a lot of agents right now. So
Yeah, I'm like getting a lot of text messages about seller financing. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
But thanks for the call.
Hey, do you happen to have any other properties that maybe might not be seller financing, but they have a loan on the property?
No, they all. I can't really think of any that would want it. They all need the cash.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I'm a creative finance specialist. So if you come to a situation where needing all the cash up front is not a problem, I mean, go ahead and call me and we may be able to work something out and make sure you get paid.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Yes, what is-
when they're like crazy short and like they're just like trying to get off the phone. Like you can like feel that energy with
You
this
can,
guy.
for sure.
And like, all right, yeah. I was gonna actually ask him though, like I was curious to know why he seller can't go get a mortgage. Like why does she have to buy the house out? Like why does she have to buy the next property cash?
Yeah, that is true. Well, I think I could answer that. It's like the rates are too high.
Sure.
If
But
you
even financing just a portion of it.
That's true. If you go and so that's a great point. But I was reading today that if you bought a house at $600,000, you're paying the same at the time. If you had like a loan, I want to say it was like in the low 3s or something like that.
Mhm.
What you're paying for PITI is the same that somebody is now paying buying a house in
Like
like
300?
300s.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, so I understand. It's like your money isn't going very far right now.
No, I
So
totally get it.
mhm.
Cool. So let's get the next person on the phone. Who do we
Okay.
got?
I want to say I actually talked to this person already. So we're going to continue. I actually sent them an LOI. So there's just a few that we didn't get to. All right. And do you notice that they all have pools?
I love. Did you filter for pools?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so we're gonna go find a pool house right now.
I'm just being very picky because if houses are like this is literally for me to buy and hold. So it's like I'm looking for houses that have pools. So anyway,
All right, what's our number here?
ooh, this one's got 4 bedrooms.
I know.
Somebody's looking for that.
I saw that.
In
Everyone, just so
Tempe,
everyone knows, I'm looking for a 4-bedroom out here in Arizona. If you have one, please let me know.
Tempe,
preferably
Mesa,
pool.
Gilbert with a pool. Yeah,
What's this person's name?
Mona.
Mona?
He can't.
Mona.
Do you hear
No,
ice
there's like a
trucks?
Kayla or something over there.
Oh, that says Katie.
What's the address? Carter. Let's go buy a house.
I typically look. Yeah, yep. I look for houses that have been sitting for a while.
I got a feeling that this call right here is a house call.
Hi, it's Mona, Kate, Copenhaver. Sorry, I can't.
Mona, we're just gonna double dial you.
I know now that I have an iPhone, I know the speaker button's over here. I'm like, oh no, it's the Bluetooth button here. Oh, it's the Android. Do you guys look
I
at
miss
price
my
limit?
Android.
We're looking for probably below the 800,000 JJ and Hill, or maybe it's JJ and Hill,
JJ and Company.
JJ and Company.
Hi, it's Mona, Kate, Copenhaver. Sorry, I can't answer right
It's
now.
Friday.
Mona, I
Yeah.
understand, but we'll move on.
We'll move on. So I'm gonna like the ones that don't answer. I'm gonna also like make a note of which house it was so that we can follow up with it. Again, we are actually doing a fundraiser. So if you want to donate to Latinos contra el Cáncer, please consider donating. You don't have to go right now, but the link is in my bio in my link tree. It's the very first link that's available. We got to 1377 this week. My goal is to get to 5,000. So,
Ooh, let's go.
all right, here we go.
All right.
There you go. Oh, I think you talked to this guy.
Did I? Thomas? I don't remember talking to a Thomas.
The one time we talked when we were here, the first time calling agents.
Yeah? I
Yeah,
don't remember talking to a Thomas. Thomas C. Brown?
yeah.
Name's not ringing a bell.
The older gentleman who's been doing business for like 20 years.
No, that wasn't Thomas. That was
What was his
another-
name?
I don't remember. It definitely wasn't Thomas.
Okay, go for it.
You want to unlock it again?
Sorry. Wait, just so you can see what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody, it's 7777. That's the password. All right.
I'm actually looking to build a pool house. You have fun with that.
I need the phone number here.
What? I don't think
For it,
so.
8989. That's
Because
tough.
I'm doing a live, it's
Do you
just too
ever
much
text them
time.
when
But
they don't answer?
I do. I do text.
Yeah, if I'm like sitting down, I will. But when we're just like, I just want to get people on the phone, I will just start ringing.
Absolutely, you offer the double dip, but the math has to make sense on a double dip. And in creative finance, the double dip doesn't always make sense. I just being realistic. And what is the double dip? Is when an agent represents both the buyer and the seller,
So,
and
see.
so then makes the complete listing agreement percentage. But sometimes you can have them double dip, but not for everything, right? So let's say they had a
Hey, Tom, can you hear me? Hey, Thomas, can you hear me?
oh, that was their voice
Bro,
now.
that's your. I like it. I'm gonna like working with this guy.
So let's say they were due 3% because they were on, 2.5% because they were one side of the 5% listing. Maybe we make it 4 or 4.5 to represent both, but not necessarily all the way to 5.
We gotta get like a dialer. I want to call agents faster.
Hello,
Hey, Thomas.
Thomas?
Yeah, I'm looking for Thomas. I was calling about a listing. Did I get the right person?
No, sorry, man. My name isn't Thomas. Sorry.
Okay, you're not an agent? You're not a real estate agent by chance? I got the
No,
wrong name?
man.
Okay, no
No.
worries. Sorry about that, man. You enjoy the weekend.
You're good.
All right,
Bye.
take care. Bye-bye. Did I miss out a number?
Yes, you did.
Did I? You gotta make that text bigger, all right, Ingrid? All right? Please make the text bigger. You're making me look old.
Who's old? Who's old in this room?
That's a 6. That's a 6. Oh, wow. It looked like an 8 from back here, okay?
Yeah.
It looked like an 8. I almost got a better number.
Oh, my stuff started to burn up too. What'd you do?
Hello, it's Tom.
Hey, Tom, this is Marlon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm actually out to dinner right now.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I was calling about the property on Coeur d'Alene Road, but if this is a bad time, we could chat a little while later. I wanted to find out some info on that property there.
Yeah, are you an agent?
No, I'm actually a buyer. I'm looking to purchase. But I can hear that you're out at dinner right now. Do you want me to give you a ring back later?
No, hang tight really quick. I'm actually stepping out the door.
Oh, I love it, man. You're like me.
Yeah. So what's your name again, sir?
Yeah, my name's Marlon.
Okay.
Yep. So I was looking at the property here, and I was just trying to figure out if there's something I can't figure out from the photos, because the photos seem to be pretty good and the price seems to be pretty accurate, but it looks like it's been sitting on the market long. So is there anything I'm missing here?
Yeah, so it's priced awesome. It has an RV gate, has no HOA. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, vaulted ceilings, pool. It's a trifecta property. The days on market is the only problem we have. And that's what's kind of scaring people away, just for your exact question. We reduced the price, I think, twice or 3 times maybe.
Mm-hmm.
When she was done with the remodel, I kind of advised around like the 530-ish price point at that time period. She wanted to go 550. Kind of hung around a while. We had it under contract. We were only within about $3,500 on a bidder. Seller didn't want to budge. Buyer didn't want to budge. She felt like she got beat up on like about $10,000 already because she came down on price a little bit. Went back on the market. Rates jumped again. Now we're kind of chasing the thing. She's got a certain number she invested. The property's awesome. The construction that was done is great. It's a really good guy. I mean, it's ready to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks good. I mean, I'm looking at the photos. The work looks good. There really isn't much that looks like it needs to be done. That's why I was a little curious. I guess I was assuming it was the rates, but like I just wanted to call and check and find out.
Yeah, does that make sense? Kind of like the whole story behind the
Yeah.
title market. We're kind of falling a little bit behind on that. We were a little high at the big go. The timing with the other contract, so that's kind of where it adds up to.
No,
Have you seen the property?
I get that. Yeah, I'm looking at. I got the photos pulled up right here in front of me. I haven't gone out and physically walked it. I typically like to reach out and just have a conversation first before I ever get into the car and drive across, or else I'll just be driving all day long every day. So right now, essentially, just to give you a little bit of background, like what I do renovations as well. I do fix and flips, and I also buy and hold for my portfolio. So I've been seeing the same thing actually with some of the projects we put back in the market as well, where it's priced appropriately. We actually we figured we cut the prices lower just to get it to sell. So we've been sold below market just because we see what the rates are doing. The properties we're buying right now, we're still buying, just we're buying them on some seller carry. Do you know if your seller is open to doing any sort of seller carry?
Yeah, I mean, we've already talked about this with 4 or 5 other people. I mean, obviously, creative financing is the whole new monster that everybody's trying to get into. I feel like it's the wholesaling thing all over again. I don't have anything in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't present anything. I mean, I don't think they would be open to it, but I can't, say for them.
So, I mean, I could make your life easier by shooting over an LOI. That way you don't just have to go to them with like.
It's still not a real offer, though.
Right. I mean,
I still have to circle back on asking you a billion questions on terms and the whole thing.
right. Well, let me ask if they're open to it, then I don't mind sitting down, because I'll just tell you, because I want to make sure that it's not a waste of your time and it's not a waste of our time either. Whenever we do purchase any sort of property on some sort of seller carry, essentially I'm very aware of, like, I'm asking the homeowner to be the bank for me. right? So they're gonna want, like, I can't go in there and dictate what I want, because if it was up to me, I would ask for, nothing down, $1 a month for the rest of forever, and for them to extend those terms into a million years. They would never say no to that, but yes to that, but that's what I want. But obviously they have desires. I don't know what they need on the back end. Some of my sellers are places where they're like, hey, this is a second property for us, so we don't need the cash. And some of them, they tell me it's their primary residence. So unfortunately, they need the cash right away to go and purchase the next property, which I totally
guess
understand.
it is scenario based for sure. She's looking to spend this money somewhere else. She's got plans. If not, she's not in a huge rush. She was talking about putting it into a rental for the next 3 years, which is our exit strategy. Because the financing is extremely low on this.
Right.
So that was our backup plan. Honestly, I think it sucks because I think we're going to go up another 75 basis points. But if we were leveling, we would be in really good shape. So it just kind of sees how these next 3 weeks play out.
Yeah. I mean, after like what the Fed says, I know on our end, we're just kind of batting up the hatches, all of our flips that we're picking up. I mean, we used to pick up kind of minor renovations. We just have to go find the most distressed homes for flips, and we're picking them up at 30 cents on the dollar, which obviously cuts back how many opportunities exist out there. So, that's why we've been buying creatively throughout this entire time. I know it's becoming more buzzword now. With YouTube and the gurus teaching it and all, but I mean we've been buying creatively for the last 3-4 years already, so it's something we're already very familiar with. We have a track record with, our title companies can vouch for us that we perform, we make the payments, things of that nature. It just is a matter of if it's a fit for the seller. If it's not a fit for them, I get it. We're usually people's plan B or even their plan C, and I never take offense to that.
No, I totally get it. Yeah, it's all about visual. I mean, I could probably fly in there with $5,000 and say, hey, I'll carry this, and we'll just both make money on rent.
Yeah.
No, it's not rocket science. I get it. Well, shoot. I mean, like I said, I don't really have anything to present to him. I've already kind of went over one with him before. I mean, might be something. I mean, I'll give her another call. I'm scheduled to call her again on Sunday, so I can run it by her and just kind of say, hey, we got another one of these. If you're open to it. I mean, what kind of terms are you guys looking for? What's your guys' main goal on the residual? What percentage or?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is I want to just be able to cash flow. So my monthly payments just need to allow me to cash flow. So I've gone a little nutty, and my partners hate me for this, but sometimes I've even paid more than what they were asking. Because
we got one at 355 or 555.
Right.
We're at 500.
Exactly. So it's
I know. Appeal somewhere.
Right. So it's I'm willing to go up on the purchase price as long as my monthly payments allow me to cash flow. And I don't even try and hide what I'm going to do. My intention is to keep this property in the portfolio for some time. So by cash flow.
Where does it come from on the default side? You guys have no risk on a default. That's kind of what was kind of the thing we talked about. Obviously we assume the property back and we never promise we have, but I mean, a cheap renter in there could really screw things up. There's really no risk on a default side. Everybody's making money, other than you guys may lose your initial investment, right?
Right. So exactly what you just said. Essentially, I like to think of it very traditional, just like Bank of America. If I went out and bought a home and went to Bank of America to buy a home, they're in a position where they're willing to lend on the property, because if I default, right, they collect whatever payments I made to them at that time, and they would essentially take the property back at that point, right? So they can take the property back. So essentially, in my worst case scenario ends up being your seller's best case scenario, because now not only does she keep the money I've made along the way, she also reclaims the asset. So if she wanted to double dip and resell it again a second time around, she can just go ahead and do that. I'm just kind of sitting there in the dark.
It depends on how the market adjusts, right? Best case scenario was it sells for $490. Worst case scenario, we take a little bit from the past 3 years and then we spend at $300. We're stuck at $350. That's not very great.
Right.
But at least they made something residual. But what's the difference of her putting it on the market as a rental and making that?
Right, and absolutely, and that's the thing. She could absolutely put the property on the market and make it a rental, and then in that case, she's just a landlord at that point.
Yeah.
She would still have to worry about the
But
maintenance
then
and the
essentially,
management.
we still are a landlord.
So she wouldn't be a landlord. She would be a lender. So it'd be an upgrade. Similar to how if something happens on any of my rental properties right now, like some of my earlier properties when I went and bought them with like traditional financing, right? If anything ever happens, if a toilet clogs at 2 a.m., I don't get to pick up the phone and call Wells Fargo and ask them to come fix the toilet. Like they're just not showing up. It's not their responsibility, but I still have to protect the asset because it's my responsibility.
Yeah. No, I get that. That is a little bit better, I guess. Like I said, sometimes they're just not big investments on the asset really.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Instead of wasting time filling out numbers, do you just have your contract you can send over to me and I can look at it? I could probably plug and play just by reading it.
So you want essentially a blank contract just to be able to look at and show them?
Or if you have a previous one that you've done with somebody, you can take the address off of it so I don't know who it is or names or whatever. I don't mind.
Yeah, I can talk to our TC. I'll get our transaction coordinator to send over one of the. They'll just do a.
Just because the last time I did this with her, I had to go through all verbal and call and ask more questions.
Yep.
That's why I'm more familiar now talking to you.
Totally get it.
So it'd be better if I kind of had something I could actually plug and play and hey, go to her and say this actually makes sense.
Got it. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll go and get them to pull up one of our old contracts, a redacted contract, and you'll be able to see, and it'll also show how we do the promissory note and the
Exactly.
the deed trust.
Exactly, just the whole thing. She had so many more questions, and I was just kind of stuck with it. So that would be good, the whole finish. So that would be perfect.
100%. I definitely understand that. So yeah, let me ask. Let me see if I have an email address here on the listing with you. I got Tom Brown, AZ Homes.
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So what I'll do is I'm gonna make a couple more calls this evening, and then I'll sit down either late this evening or early tomorrow and have one of our TCs put that email together for you, and I'll look it over and then get it sent out your way.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, keep it easy. Just get it over to me. I'll take a look at it. Thank you.
I appreciate you, boss. Enjoy the rest of your dinner. All right.
Hey, you too. Thanks. Bye.
All right, take care. Bye. Were you the one that sent
I
him?
sent him that LOI.
You confused it. I love it. I love it.
But
Was that Lyle?
obviously he wasn't sold on my LOI.
Mm-hmm.
He did have more questions. We did talk about it.
Yep.
And then obviously the way that I delivered it didn't convey, right? So, by the way, kudos to everybody because pounding those phones and having them hear
Facts.
over and over and over. Oh, well, I got a fifth person calling me on
We're
creative
changing the
finance.
marketplace.
Yeah, so we're literally changing agents' perspective on
Let's go. Do we
Yeah.
have to know that already?
yeah, I'm gonna put
I
Marlon
gotta send him.
needs to
I gotta
send.
go find the old contract. I'm trying to think of the last sub two.
I
deal we
have
did. Oh, I got
one.
it. You got a sub two
I
deal?
have one.
All right, cool. I got one.
Okay, we're teaming up on this
I'm
one.
down.
All right.
As long as I get to live in it.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
as long as he's paying me rent.
Paying us rent.
yeah, us rent. Then contract example. I was like, wait, but we already talked to this guy. And you're like, I don't remember talking to him. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, you're like talking to him. It's like, who did it?
But it wasn't we talked to him. It was I talked to him, but I totally forgot.
This is the
I
fun.
sent him an LOI.
So this is the fun also of if one person ever screws up a call, just have your teammate call.
Yeah.
Me and Will used to do this all the time. I would
Yeah.
go in there and purposefully lowball the heck out of a person just so we could bring the numbers back into reality.
It's a 1-2 punch. It's a 1-2 punch, eh?
There's some agent that doesn't know us who just popped into this and it's like, look at these two knuckleheads. I'm not gonna get bamboozled by them.
And so this
It's not
one's owned by
bamboozling.
Open Door, but there is no mortgage on it. Do you think it's worth calling or
No, because
no?
Open Door bought everything cash. That's why there's no mortgages.
Hey, Open Door, I'll buy all your stuff if you give me seller finance since there's no mortgages against it.
Open Door's in big trouble.
Yeah, they are. Look, more than half of what I've gone through right now is all Open Door stuff.
That's why I still filter with PropStream. Because I just filter it by individual owned.
Well, I don't think I could do that as easily here. I think the only thing I could do is maybe owner occupied and our tenant. and sometimes it also just depends on how the agent actually filled it out.
Not true.
It doesn't filter using the tax records, which I wish it would do that instead, because at least I think that would be more consistent than what agents put on there.
Paulina, have you gone for your run today? That's my question.
Oh.
Paulina's running a marathon with us.
When is your marathon? And is that like
January, March?
is-
March? You want to run with us? Yes. I didn't hear no.
my
I think
husband
it could
knows
be-
how much I hate running. He's a really good runner.
Is he?
Like I think
Let
if
him
if
run.
if I think he could do it, but he could do anything. So
I'm so upset I didn't go on you guys' ice tub the other day. But the ice tub was so awesome. We did 3 minutes in the ice bath.
he does. He's like I'm gonna share too much. So we have a cold plunge in our backyard. He's like, man, what do we do to like so he can just go naked out there, you know?
You know, just gotta let the neighbors know, like, hey, it's gonna get groovy around here. Right? Like,
I'm like, no, that's for me. That's for me. Yes, I am using MLS. So this property is move-in ready, remodeled home. Let me just make sure that this property is not a hard money owned property.
no hard money.
Oh no, it's VA.
Ooh, even better.
That's my favorite. So if you guys have VA loans out there, VA
And
Creative
he's got
Finance,
the same last name.
Hernandez, is that what we see here? Oh, that's the owner, not the agent. Okay. Juan Alberto
Juan Alberto.
Alvarado. You have questions on Facebook, do you?
Maybe. I've been ignoring it hard, body. Rex said just popped in to say hi.
Hey, Rex. All right. This is a really pretty house. Look at that. Look at that.
Also, guys, I'm rocking the boot.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
Double dials, a new single dial. A. All right.
What would it take for us to get our live up to 50 people? We need help, y'all.
I know. Who's got a lot of followers that I can ask to come onto the live?
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Fine.
48.
Fine. I will
Rex.
follow up on this one.
Rex says, "What's up? What up, Rex?"
Rex and Effect. Do you remember them? No, I think you're too young.
Yeah, lost me. Totally lost me.
Okay. If you no answer.
Orchard Lane. I was trying to buy a property in Milwaukee on Orchard Lane.
Mm.
The wife was all about it, and the husband shut it down so hard it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
I think he thought I was flirting with the wife or something. But
Oh,
like, there was just way too much aggression coming my way.
Yeah. You know, especially if it's a property that's fully it looks good. Sorry, my Wi-Fi just did something goofy, so I'm trying to get back on my computer. So in this one, I see that it's got a lot going for it. So have they done a lot of work like for like Come.
Steve Train's not paying the bills. I hope everything's not playing.
Yeah. I got totally off track. But the good news is that guy wasn't ready to talk. But we'll call back. Call back tomorrow at 1. That's fine.
I've
So many things went down. My phone went
I've
down.
hung up my phone on people, and
Uh-huh.
I'll just like hang up and I call them back and be like, "Oh my gosh, my phone just totally got disconnected."
Yeah.
And then I'll just like call them and like resettle myself.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. All right, I'll do that next time.
Yeah, I felt it. I was just like, "Oh, she's going down there. She's going down the rabbit hole." It was so funny watching.
Oh my gosh. If you were, I feel bad because I think we lost all
You lost everything because you were connected on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Over here though, we kept it going. Verizon Wireless.
This is Verizon.
Yeah, but you were on the Wi-Fi.
I know.
No
But
EV over
do
here.
you know what I hate about my iPhone? Is I will take it off of Wi-Fi and it'll still get back on.
Oh yeah, it turns back on automatically after like an hour.
So for your phone, I need you to invite me as collaborator because this is my day 5.
Ooh. Well, yeah, I can invite. Well, I think we do the collaborator though. What's gonna happen? Oh, you mean later on? When
Yeah, when you share
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Good.
I thought you meant like go stream live together right now.
Oh no, I'm saying be my collaborator. So I have 5 days of consistently putting it on there. Sorry, everybody. Welcome back to my IG. The Wi-Fi went wonky, and so did my call a little bit. But I think he wasn't ready to talk anyway.
He sounded like,
so he was distracted.
It sounded like he just rolled up a joint, sat on the couch, kicked his feet up, and then Ingrid called, and he was like, "Fuck."
He's like,
I need to know stuff.
IG's gonna take us off with that F word.
Oh,
Although I
so-
have seen.
Wait, IG doesn't let you curse it either?
No,
Oh shoot.
I've seen a lot of weird stuff happening, and I think they're being more restrictive. However, you know Tyson Smith,
Tyson.
Blake
Yeah.
Smith's son.
Mhm.
He's F this and F that, and it's kind of funny.
I think you're allowed to curse on IG. You just gotta like be the person that curses.
Tell me how good this agent is,
Look
though.
at that finger. Look at that
Yeah.
thumb.
How about this picture?
Oh yeah. That's the house I want.
For sure. Okay, so we're calling a house like the one that we just went goofy on. Like one of the pictures of the house. Like if this is the picture of the house, there's like fingers over here because they're horrible at taking pictures and did not get a professional photographer. For the record, I just sold a manufactured home. I got professional photography.
Facts.
Okay, if your agent does not get professional photography, I don't care if they do it part-time or whatever. That is the minimum professionalism that we could put onto our listings. Like that's the minimum.
I had a fight with my partner about that. Like one of
Mhm.
my partners in the past about like we can't take photos off the iPhone. Like you can't.
No.
You cannot.
No.
iPhone photos.
No.
Even if it's a rental.
Exactly. No, that's a no. That's a no. I don't care. Call me bougie.
Marky, Trey said Marky got them stressed.
Marky.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I know. I totally get that. You want to call this one?
All right.
Oh wait, that's an open door. Sorry.
I need the numbers read to me though. It's so tiny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you gotta see what she's showing me. It's like the text is like
It's
this
MLS.
big.
It's MLS. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Ingrid got super eyeballs.
So it's here. I'll type it and then
Alright,
you
cool.
just hit the button. I'll do it for you, son.
Oh boy.
Should you CRM your agent calls? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You should definitely have your database of agents.
My CRM is a notebook, so don't be like me.
Hi, you reached Nicole Hamming, the designated broker.
Okay, let's go. Oh, you're a broker.
Designated broker.
Nicole.
Oh, those are the ones we need to talk to, right?
Nicole?
Yeah, Nicole Hamming. Go ham
Nicole's
on ham.
Nicole's one.
Hi, this is Nicole.
Hey Nicole, this is Marlon. Can you hear me?
Kind of.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Hopefully this is better. I was reaching out about your listing on West Butler Drive.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to find out some information about it. I was looking at it. The photos looked pretty solid and the price looked pretty good. I just noticed it was sitting on the market a while. I was wondering if there's something about it that I couldn't figure out from the photos here.
No, it is a divorce situation, and trying to get the parties to agree on the same thing has been a little bit of a challenge.
Okay, actually, I get that. And just so you know, I'm looking to buy. I'm not an agent. I'm actually looking to pick up property. Did I catch you in the middle of something? Is this a good time to talk right now? Or
I'm headed out to dinner, but I'm driving right now, so you can chat.
okay, perfect. So right now it sounds like with them, it's a matter of them not coming together on price.
So the wife had an issue with her attorney, and the attorney actually passed away.
Oh,
So
sweet.
I think she's in the process of trying to get new counsel, and I think she wants to run everything by her attorney. I haven't talked to her in probably a week, so I would say if there's something you're interested in doing, put it in an email and send it to me, because that's how she communicates with me, is email.
Okay.
And then I will present an approach, figure out how to move forward with that.
Got it. Okay. And right now, just so I can let you know, the properties I'm looking for that I've been picking up, I like to go out and purchase some cash. But right now what I've been finding is where we have to buy them cash due to the rates changing. We've been having to buy them deeper. So we've also been making secondary offers on like seller carry. Are your sellers open to doing any sort of seller carry?
Hang on a second. I'm hearing every third word that you're saying, so I don't even know what you just said. I'm having a hard time understanding you.
Oh, no worries. Is this any better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So start that whole thing.
Yeah, I got it. So I was saying right now we've been purchasing the properties. Typically, I like to buy them cash. However, I have been finding in the last 2 months or so with the interest rates changing, where we've been having to buy them cash, less and less of our offers are getting accepted. So we've also been adding seller carry options as well. Do you know if your sellers are open to doing any sort of seller carry as well?
No, not even close. They're
Yeah, I
not in
didn't
a
think
position to do a seller carry. No.
Yeah, I didn't think so with like the divorce situation. Okay, so and then let me know, is there anything major that needs to be done on the property? I could definitely use a little bit of updating, but like anything major?
It needs a little bit of love. That's it.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, you said a little bit of love, like a little TLC.
Yeah, just a little bit of TLC. It needs, paint, carpet. I mean, for the most part, there's nothing big that I'm aware of. And I don't think there was anything big that the sellers are aware of. It's just needs a little bit of love. Got it.
Okay, yeah. And final thing, do you know the HOA here? Are you familiar with that particular HOA by chance?
There isn't an HOA.
Oh, no HOA? Okay, perfect. So there shouldn't be any issues with any sort of rentals or short-term, long-term rentals at all?
There shouldn't be because there's no HOA.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what I'll do is I'll sit down and run some numbers, see what we could come up with on the cash. I'm going to leave out any sort of seller carry options because it sounds like it won't be anything viable here. And then I can shoot it over here. Let me see if there's an email on this listing. The email I have on this listing is Glass House Broker?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I'll get something sent over to you either late this evening or sometime tomorrow. I'm just going to make a few more phone calls, and then I'll sit down and send out I'll send you an LOI as I come up with a number.
Yep, no worries.
All right, awesome. Well, Nicole, I appreciate you taking the call. I hope you enjoy your dinner tonight.
Thanks. You too.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Super short.
This house
It's ugly.
is ugly.
I
That
agree.
was what that. It just needs a little love. It needs a lot of love. The cabinets are outdated. This would cause me to divorce too. Do you see the color choices
my
I made
God.
around the house? I mean, this is not good. This is no good.
So what's
Sorry,
interesting?
that was mean.
No. But I mean, the house is definitely dated. It's like the house is livable, which is nice. Dated. Whenever I hear divorce, I typically know seller like creative finance options like are non-existent because a creative finance option would actually keep them glued together.
Not really.
How so?
So what you can do is just pay out one of them, depending on how much equity they have. So let's
True.
say they only have $70,000. Okay, they're not getting what they want. They have $70,000, and then $35,000 to get one of them out of the property is good enough, and the other $35K is just written to the other partner.
Potentially. Yeah.
Now, how likely is that going to happen? Very unlikely, but there is still a potential. It just all depends on how much equity is left.
I think it depends on the equity and what both parties are going to do afterwards. I
Yes.
found in like the divorce cases when they were selling the house they're living in, both people need to go like we got like 2 houses to buy essentially after this. What was that at? Or
shoot, they could do a lease option. You can lease option one of them out. Okay, so we have this is that address.
okay. So I mean, they're just gonna get a beautiful lowball offer.
Yeah.
And I don't like to call them lowball offer, but they're just gonna get a legitimate cash offer. Like, cause that's really what it is. Like, I learned to reframe my mind.
Mhm.
I don't refer to them as lowball offers anymore because I'm not lowballing you. This is just where it has to be purchased if an investor is going to buy it in
With
order to make
cash.
a profit. With
But
cash.
why? Why? Because cash is still not cash. Cash is hard money or private money, depending on how good of friends you have.
Right.
So if you're going to buy something cash as an investor, you're paying interest, and that's why folks are getting out the game for flipping right now
Mhm.
because those interest rates have increased not only for traditional 30-year mortgage, but also on the hard money side. But aside from that, when you finish it and you want to sell it, like we said earlier, if your mortgage at $300,000 is the same as your mortgage was 3 months ago for $600,000, people aren't going to forget that right away. So,
Yep.
which by the way, like 3-4 years ago, it was much closer to what we are right now. I mean, not at this level. I mean, I was at 8% with my mortgage back in 2000.
Oh yeah. I mean, we just.
So,
Ooh, best adult dating sites is on our YouTube here.
what in the world? How do you?
I don't know. You just ignore it.
Mm.
So yeah, that happens, and everyone check it out. If you're buying as an investor, right? I want people to understand this. Even if you have the cash to buy a property, right? If you spend all your cash buying a property, that's a pretty bad move as an investor. You're not a savvy investor, right? A savvy investor would never take all of their personal cash and buy a property because spending all of your money is where you get the lowest ROI. We want to leverage. Everything is about leverage. When sending an LOI for a sub 2, what info do you need from the agent? Well, to sub 2, I need to know the mortgage. I need to know the PITI. I need to know how much potential equity is in the property so I can figure out how much is going to be seller financed and
But they're asking on the LOI, and so what I do now is first figure out if they're actually entertain that kind of offer. So on the LOI, I focus more on the purchase price, and I do put under the financing. If you want an LOI template, by the way, go to not right now. Go to my my bio. There's a link in there, and in my Linktree link, you'll see an LOI template. But anyway. In the financing part of that template, you just say subject to existing mortgage and seller finance. So that's all I send. How we structure and all of that, I just put in the commentary back to the back to the agent that if the seller is willing to entertain this kind of offer, that then we can put all the details together and I'll actually formalize a contract. So there you go. But yeah, what do you want when you're doing that kind of offer? Offer, not LOI, but an actual contract. What do you need in order for you to underwrite?
For underwriting an actual subject to deal, you need to know the mortgage. You need to know the PITI. You need to find out if the
What's
mortgage,
PITI?
Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, aka what's the monthly payment on the mortgage.
Mhm.
Right? You can't underwrite a mortgage if you don't know how much it costs every single month. Make sure that the mortgage payments actually include the T and the I, the taxes and the insurance. Some people pay their taxes and insurance outside of their monthly bill. So you need to be aware of if it's covering all of those or if it's only covering the principal and interest.
Mhm.
Once you know those numbers, you then need to figure out how much equity the homeowner has in the property. Equity is simply the difference between how much they're selling it for and how much they owe on the property. And then what they're willing to take for the equity or what you're willing to pay for the equity is going to be the thing that you can move up and down and around. You want to be able to cash flow, obviously. So if you cannot cash flow the property, it would be potentially a terrible deal for 90% of investors if you can't produce a positive cash flow.
Yeah. And if you're not going to remember everything Marlon said because you're busy being at the bar doing happy hour, if you also go to my bio in my link, so if you're on Marlon's IG and you're not following me, go ahead. You can start following me. I give you permission. And you can go to my link in my bio, and you can also pull that entry level or entry fee calculator, which is seven numbers you need to obtain. A couple of them you have to come up on your own. They won't come from the agent. So like what you believe the rehab cost would be to get to where maybe you don't need like these ginormous rehabs. For example, I'm specifically looking for sober living. Sober living properties do not have to be these fantastical, beautiful pieces of art of houses. They just need to be livable. They need to be rentable. And so as a result of that, I don't need to do all the things that I would normally do with my fix and flips. They just need to have a good accommodation. Did you just see Steve Trang? Steve Trang just went by. This is what's really cool about this office. But
Steve Trang, can I get his autograph?
yeah, you should have him come in here.
Without
So
Steve Trang doing
it's
anything
like
wrong.
4-bedroom, 3-bath. Like that's what I'm looking for. More so, is it up to date and all of that? So, anywho, when sending an LOI for a subway info, okay, we already got that. For a divorced couple, can you tell them? Can you do an ovation? You could. I think I loved the way that Jamil explained this. The more parties you have involved, though, just understand that you're also signing up for more friction.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe, and this is, or my personal experience with novation is that I will not do an ovation if it requires me to touch the house, like a fix and flip situation.
Yep.
But if I have to do an ovation in order to do what's called concierge service to sell their house, I'll do an ovation. But if they're already on MLS, that part is already gone for me. So
Yep.
I'm not doing novations if they're on MLS.
Basically, guys, like if you can novate and basically all you're doing is coming in, doing the listing and doing the selling and showing and all that good stuff for them, that's where a novation you want to lean towards. Novating a fix and flip is a lot of work. It sounds really simple, but I'm just going to say it like that's a very advanced technique.
And
That's-
it's extremely risky.
I'm a huge fan of novations. Do they work? Abso-freaking-lutely
Mhm.
when you do your numbers right and when you have your systems in order.
Well, and they require high trust.
They do.
So if
it's
you
a
don't
lot.
have high trust with your seller, they could just say, close the door on you and be like, no, this is my house. I'm selling it. Because guess what? They're the ones whose name's on the deed.
You're partnering with the homeowner.
Mhm.
You're literally getting into bed with the homeowner.
Yeah. So, all right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Oh. This might have to be our last call.
I'm
It's getting
thinking
late.
so.
Yeah.
My brain is getting foggy.
Brain's getting foggy. You can't see. How old are you,
Oh my
Marlon?
gosh, leave me alone.
What is happening? What is happening?
That's not my blanket. It's cold in here. AC's on too high.
You know what we need to do the Tony Robbins dance.
Oh my gosh, I do it every morning.
Do you?
For the morning mindset coffee every single morning.
What do you do? What do you do? Just-
Well, we gotta get the music going.
Oh, okay.
Can't do it without the music.
Well, I don't know how to put that music on.
Literally just sent that song to
Will never be there. I could be the singer.
Yeah.
Miguel Prado's on here.
What up, Miguel?
Oh my goodness. Oh my
I'm sad I didn't
goodness.
go to the meetup yesterday with them. Luciano came home and he was showing me the photos, and I was like, dang, I missed out. But I had to
Okay.
go for my morning run.
This one we're gonna have to call. I'm just gonna call. I'm gonna put FUNA.
F-U-N-A.
Yeah. Follow up, no answer.
F-U-N-A.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you want to do, Marlon?
Fine.
You want to call it?
I think we need to call it for the sake of my brain. Also, out of this, let's see, I've given myself 3 things: sending a text message to the first property on Vita Lane, send a contract over to Tom, and send a LOI to West Butler Drive. And then what do we got on the follow up on this side?
On this side. Okay. Basically all your notes. One of my least successful weeks or days of all the call outs, but it's all good. I do have to call back an agent tomorrow about the property in Orchard, and then just a couple that didn't answer that I would definitely call back. And I have some homework to give Marlon, a contract template for his offer on another property because
For our offer.
because our offer on a seller finance situation. So there we go.
Chris says, Marlon, can you say that line that you told agents where you say, typically I like to buy cash, but ... That's it. That's it. Like typically I like to buy cash, but
Yeah.
leave them in suspense.
Miss Sydney's asking me what my ideas. If you where you see where
We're
Marlon
not-
says calling agents live,
It won't show.
it won't.
No, because you're not on this.
Oh, that's right. I'm not on there anymore.
Don't worry. When I'm done, I'll tag Ingrid as a collaborator as well. So it'll be super easy for you to find her.
Yeah.
Yo, Carlos, you missed our call, man. We had a scheduled call yesterday, and you missed it, bro. What's
Yeah.
up with that, man? No text back? No.
Somebody
No call
ghost
back?
you? Somebody
I
ghost
got
you?
ghosted by Carlos. Carlos, what happened, bro?
Oh no.
Carlos ghosted me. Hurt my feelings. So, Chris, the line I use is, I tell them, like, typically I like to buy properties cash. When I do buy them cash, what I'm really looking for is, and this is all the truth, I'm looking for a property that I will be able to get inside, renovate, and potentially resell. So I have to buy the properties at a price that makes sense. I have been finding that in the last few months or so, really the last 2 months with the rates going up, I've had to buy deeper. So I've also been doing a seller carry option, seller carry offer as well. And that's been how we've been buying more properties in this current market. Are your sellers open to doing any seller carry?
Yes, they are.
Oh, amazing. So let's put that together and let's get you paid.
Get me paid.
What up, Tyler?
All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna call it a night. Thank you, everyone. Again, hopefully, if you found value, please go to Latinos Contra Cancer and donate. You can find them in my bio, in my Instagram, in my link tree. Link. The very first link is Latinos Contra Cancer. And if you need an LOI template or if you need an entry fee calculator, because we raised at least $1,000 this week, I have posted them for you to use at your will. So definitely come check it out. What is it?
She said
Wait,
we need to see the dance
first. Oh, yeah.
We need the music. You're dancing
Here,
with
I'm
me
just
too.
gonna.
No. We gotta get the song. I just sent the song to Tyler earlier too.
Did you?
Oh yeah, like on the drive. Actually, I think it was like this morning. It's been a long day.
Okay, so me and Marlon and Caroline, who is normally our third.
Yeah, I don't know where she's at. I'm not gonna say third wheel. She's more.
No.
What
What is? No, I'm talking about the
tricycle.
See, I'm old, so I was referring to the Tres
Three
Amigos.
Stooges?
I think.
Oh,
it
the
is.
three. I was gonna say Three Stooges. She's the third. She's the third one of us.
Trey.
No.
Life will never be life. Life will never be the same.
Sometimes love our dance moves. So, no joke. That's how I wake up every single morning, get the blood flowing, get the blood moving. Seriously, it's called priming the body. It looks super silly because it is. And before you know it, you're changing your physical and biological state. Your mental attitude shifts with it. So when I wake up in the morning, no joke, I'm serious. It's 4 a.m. I'm jumping on the morning mindset coffee call with my entire community, and we bounce around like that. And before you know it, you're awake, you're alive. I already see Eric inside here, Michelle's inside here, Tyler's in here. These are people that are on the community. So real quick, before we bounce out of here, I'm going to let everyone know I've made this announcement Wednesday morning. After running the marathon, you guys know I do high performance coaching. I had closed off my high performance coaching. It's all the spots are filled for my one-on-ones, but I did open up one group coaching, which is starting on November. The early part of November, I haven't picked a date yet, but I'm going to be doing group high performance coaching. So if you're interested in doing that, if you're interested in coming together and joining in with it's going to be a small group, no more than 10 to 20 people. You guys are going to be working with me for the next few months. Go ahead and type the word coach in the chat right now. I'm going to send you, it's going to be automatically sent to your DMs, a link, and it's going to be an application. You're going to have to apply. I need to know who I'd be working with. Some of us might be a good fit, others might not be a good fit. So if you've been wanting to work with me, do any of the high performance coaching, type the word coach. Application is going to get sent out. Once you fill out the application, you'll book a time on my calendar. And sometime in the next week or two, we'll hop on a call and see if you're a good fit for this. I don't have a lot more availability left after Wednesday when I announced it. The calendar got booked out pretty quickly. So just be aware it is first come, first serve. I just want to be very frank about that. So if it's something you're thinking about, have the conversation with me. What up, Drew? Carlos, dude, you missed your appointment. You missed your appointment the other day, man. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you kind of funny right now, bro. I'm messing with you. But seriously, Carlos, book a time that you're going to be able to show up for.
Hey, it's Andrew.
It's Andrew. What up, Andrew? What up, Amelia?
Oh, we should do it. We should do it.
All right. So on that note, we're going to bounce out of here.
I don't know. 4 screens. This is a lot.
Right, there's 4 screens.
Actually, I need to take a picture
everywhere.
of this. This is ridiculous.
I know, this is nuts.
If
Someone
you guys could
can
see.
someone teach me how to do
Dougie.
IG live?
Teach him how to
from my
Dougie. Teach
webcam?
him how to Dougie. Oh, what?
I want to IG live from my webcam. I want to be able to do it all from my computer.
That makes
So if
sense.
someone could teach me how to do that, you would be helping me major.
Right on.
On that note, adios. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And I don't think I'm going to be seeing you guys live tomorrow. Or maybe I will. We'll see what happens.
I don't want to trip on.
Renee said coach on the YouTube. Renee, go to my IG and message me that. And then that's how you'll be able to get connected. So, yo, Alejandro, what up, dog? All right. So, Renee, if you go to my IG at Mindset Marlin and DM me the word coach, I'll be able to shoot you over that link automatically. Or just shoot me a message. All right. Y'all enjoy the night. Appreciate you. Alejandro, love you, bro. I'll catch you later.